kind of straightening up down here. God, I don't think I worked so hard in my life.
You sure you don't want me to stay? There's gonna be no one around here to help till the first ferry back Monday, you know.
No, Clara, you're a peach. This one's mine. I told my father I'd do it, and I will, my way. We don't want him to have any excuses.
All right, then. Have a nice party.
Nice? It's gotta be better than nice. It's gotta be bloody unforgettable.
Good luck.
Have you finished your burgers?
I have, yes. I finished them.
Oh, so we can just go straight into, because I've been
we
recording
can go
all this
right into
time.
it.
So I was kind of hoping to sneakily record you go.
I can do that if you want some ASMR. Juicy.
Well, there we go. There's some nice tasty ASMR for. I'm gonna start getting this wrong soon. This is episode 9, right?
I do not know that. Now I'm gonna be honest. I do not know. I got told off by our friend Mike.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I tweeted. What did I do? Oh, I tweeted.
I saw
the latest
that tweet.
edition of I tweeted, and Mike had a go at me because I was like, because it was the second part of our top 5.
Yeah, which was months ago.
Episode 6 is like now available, and he went, "You are so far behind, aren't you?" And I was like, "Yes, I am. I know I am."
Well, I do believe I'm filling for time. Just as I check the Instagram, which you can check out, folks. You can check the Instagram at _Dreadcast. The episode. Yes, this is episode 9 of the Dreadcast. There we go. There was no fill-in, no pandering, none of that.
I had a feeling it was because when I was doing some YouTube stuff earlier, and I noticed that the first Dreadcast episode went live 2 months ago. And I was like, we've almost been doing this for 2 months. So, yeah, it makes sense that this is... It will be over 2 months ago now. If this is episode 9, it'll be over 2 months.
Yes, because we started with Scream 5, which came out at the end of January. January 22nd, I believe? January 22nd? Something like that.
It was around that time, yeah.
I mean, so probably, the end of January. So, we did it for a while. So, we're 9 episodes...
anniversary.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, and we're 9 episodes deep.
We are.
And... I mean, hopefully, third time's a charm when we do our next holiday-themed very loosely based holiday themed episode. That will be on the day. That will come out. We'll make sure that comes out on the day.
See, well, obviously the next holiday is obviously here in the UK. It's, around the world, it's Easter, isn't it? I don't know why it's just the UK. It's the Easter only exists in the UK. Don't believe the lies. It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world.
It's a religious thing.
I'm assuming that one will actually be more in line with the holiday horror films, because let's be honest, these two not so much. Not gonna be honest. Mother's Day definitely was not. Well,
they're a week late for each one. Yeah,
we upload. Well, in my case, they'll probably be 2 months late because
true.
It takes me ages to upload them. But to be fair, Mother's Day was not really anything to do with Mother's Day. If we're going to be completely honest, even the film we're reviewing today, very minimally connected to.
Minimally,
today.
Because
the time this takes place is never really set. Is never really.
You're right.
Said.
Yeah. The theme is there, but the specific day and time is not there.
No, because it takes place over the weekend, so it could be any day over between Friday and Sunday, I guess.
But we have some business to take care of quickly before we get into our today's episode and the film we're going to review. We have 2 bits. Well, I think we have 2 bits. We may have more. First one, which I mentioned to you to begin with, was lovely shout out to Jen. Jen, thank you for listening. My lovely cousin.
Hi, Jen. Never met you
pointed
before.
out from listening to our Mother's Day episode. She checked it out. Something we didn't notice, which I thought was really cool. So we kicked off about the scene where one of them's, I think it's Trina, being lowered. Yes, Trina is being lowered by Abby in the sleeping bag out the window.
Yes.
And then the door was unlocked.
The
room they were being held in, the door was already unlocked, but they tried to escape going out the
window.
That is actually a callback early on when the opening credits happening, and it's like they're going through slides of like their college days.
Okay.
Do you remember that at all? They were like, it's just
I
pictures
remember,
of slides.
yeah, because I really like those credits. Yeah.
One of the slides is one of them in a sleeping bag being held, and they talk about how I think they were out curfew, and they had to be lowered by a sleeping bag out the window.
Wow,
we did not pick up on that at all.
That's incredible. I mean, I can see how we would kind of miss that, because I must admit I was looking at. It's one of those things. I think it's I don't know if it's when you're, because I was looking at the photos. And I was looking at the photos, and obviously you have all the cast breakdown. And if I do remember rightly, all of the people in those photos were members of the cast and crew and like their families. So I reckon I was too busy focusing on that, and I missed what they were saying. Because to be honest, I wasn't really listening to them. So that is probably how. Oh, I didn't notice that. Well, there you go.
It gives that scene a little bit of fine credit, but still that scene is bollocks because the door was unlocked all the time.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, even though it's a real cool flashback to the we did this in college. The door was open. Just go out the door.
Yeah, but
you almost lopped your hands off. Anyway.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you for pointing that out. And if you'd like to point out any more mistakes that we do,
yes,
we do have an email address, don't we?
We do. Yes, indeed. You've really put me on the spot there.
I'm going to put you on the spot.
You did.
Do you want to do it at the end? Do you want to do it at the end of the episode?
I remember it now. It is.
Okay.
It's quite simple. It's simply thedreadcastpodcast@gmail.com.
What's that?
That is it. Thedreadcastpodcast@gmail.com.
And
would you like it a third time?
Yeah, go for it.
Thedreadcastpodcast@gmail.com.
So
third time's the charm.
I guess now we've got that out there. Send us horror questions. Send us your horror movie questions. Send us everything. We can make discussion. We can have discussions about it.
We can do. We would love to hear from you guys. That'd be great, I think.
Second piece of business.
Oh, yes, that. I was going to record my screen for this, but I can't set that up, so I'm not going to bother.
It's fine. You can. I don't know if you can hear, viewers. I am holding a package. It's actually.
It's pretty chunky.
It's chunky, but it's DVD height. It's media entertainment height.
For the listeners, he was doing some cool parcel unwrapping ASMRing there with that little rustling.
I was told to wait to unwrap it. It's basically, apparently it's a moving out present, as I move homes.
It is, yes.
And I was told to wait until we record to open it. So
yeah,
very grateful. Thank you very much. You really didn't have to.
Welcome.
No, I'm gonna do it.
Go on then. Do it right next to the microphone. Let's get that.
Oh no, I can't. I've got my filter on. You might not be able to hear it.
I'll do the noises.
You bastard! I can't believe you've done this.
I think you knew what was coming, because when I handed it to you, you looked at it, you're like,
I just knew the size. I was like, I've seen this. I've been up. Man, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You've seen it in my camera, haven't you?
It's not actually yours, is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's mine.
What?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Am I borrowing this?
No, it's yours. It's yours.
What the fuck, man?
See, the thing is after we did the top 5 horror things, and it was when you were describing. Yep, Dawn of the Dead. There you go, the collector's edition. Tell you what, no, you know what? Let's get. I'm going to do that selfie thing again. Hang on. Let's do this selfie thing. Oh no, that's definitely not the right way for the camera. Let's zoom in a bit. You don't need to see my mug. Oh look, there it is. Wait. Oh no, hang on. There we go. He's got it right there. Oh, look at that Inception 2. Look at that. How nice. That picture's going to come out terrible because I've got half my face.
Also realizing that recording bit will get cut out as well.
Yeah, it will do.
Man, you really did not have to do this. This is incredible. You don't know how awesome this is.
See, it's like, the thing is, because after we did the horror top 5 and you were describing the film, I was looking at it and I was like, you would enjoy that way more than I ever would. Because to be honest, it arrived when I used to work at CX. It arrived at the shop. Someone handed it to me and I was like, oh, cool, I'll buy that. And it sat on my staff shelf for 3 months. And I only bought it because I was like, yeah, I'll just take it now.
I'm gonna enjoy all over it.
I'm sure you will.
All over it.
But to be honest, I mean, you're more of a zombie fan than I am. So I'm probably would never have watched it. So there you go.
It's incredible. It's yours now. It really is one of It's one of the best presents I've had in a long time. So thank you very much.
That's all right. You're welcome.
Um,
Means I now have
fantastic.
space on my shelf. I can add something to it.
Shit.
See,
it also
I must
means,
admit,
it also
I
means
do-
he's got leverage. I've got to get him something
I
soon.
do, yeah. Well, the thing is, when I was wrapping it, because I still have the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 Collector's Edition, and I was like, should I throw that in? Have you not seen that?
Yeah, but I.
No, the thing is, I'm going to keep that one.
Okay.
I'm keeping that one because I do like those. I mean, I'm more inclined to watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre than a zombie film.
Damn,
So,
I need to move again.
You do, yeah. I'll have to buy you something else. There you go.
Well, thank you very much.
That's
and,
all right.
In case all the rambling, you guys didn't catch it. It is probably
Dawn of the Dead.
It's the absolute ultimate
Yeah.
collector's edition.
Beast edition.
Blu-ray of Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
Ultra
Should
HD
the DVD
Blu-ray.
in there?
I don't know. You get a book. You get
You get the book. You get the
so
postcards.
much. I'll put it on Twitter.
Yes,
Twitter and
yeah.
Instagram. So do go check out the Instagram at the Dreadcast, _Dreadcast, and my Twitter at Tom Grindhouse. And
We should probably create a Twitter for the Dreadcast, but we'll do it
we
later.
should. It's hard enough trying to keep up with all these social medias at once.
I mean, to be fair, we're building them up. We've now, we've got the Instagram now. We've now got the Gmail account. So the next thing will be Twitter.
I look forward to getting lots of spam into that and loads of people
God.
signing us up to stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have revealed that on the Oh, well.
Nah, it's fine.
There you go.
It's fine. So, should we get into the film?
Yes. I think this is going to be an interesting one because I think we may have slightly different. Well, I don't know. I don't know what your opinion is because this is probably the first film where we haven't actually said too much to each other outside of the recordings.
No, we've been quite quiet about it.
Yeah. I think it was pretty much a few texts like, oh, it was interesting. I'm like, it was a good ending, but yeah, it's interesting.
I, for one, loved the ending.
I was actually sitting there with my mouth slightly open because I was kind of like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right. And
No,
even the missus was like, okay.
I in theory jumped out of my seat about 10 seconds before the twist happens going, it's going to be this, isn't it? Of course it's going to be this. Oh my God, I've been so stupid this whole time. Of course it is.
No, see, I didn't even twig that. But I'll get into that because obviously I had some issues with this film. The best thing I would describe this as my thoughts on this is one of those Marmite films because I didn't hate it, but at the same time, like I'm not gonna watch this again. It's not worth a second watch, even though it had Kevin Bacon and Buffy in it.
Big quote marks. Kevin Bacon.
It definitely had Biff Tannen. We know that.
It did, yeah. I had to check that during. It's like, actually,
Yeah,
was
I
him.
had to check it as well because I was
Yeah.
you're looking at him. You're like, that's Biff. You're like, no, that's not Biff. You're like,
Is it
no, that is.
Biff?
That is Biff. That was really cool that he was in it. But then that was kind of his. He was probably one of the bigger names of this film. When did? Hang on. When did
Back to the Future 1?
That was That was late 1980s, actually, wasn't it?
I think it was mid-80s. I feel like it was 85. I may be completely wrong there.
It might have been. Yeah.
Look at this love. We're always doing live research.
Yeah.
we're always getting it wrong.
1985.
Hey!
It was.
It was 85, so it was a year after because the film we're talking
Man,
about is April Fool's Day. We didn't actually say that.
No, we didn't. Yes, there you go. It's April Fool's Day, as has just gone.
Yes,
4 days
we are currently recording on the 5th, and listeners, if you're listening to this on release, it will probably be out on the 7th or 8th.
Yeah.
So a
few days' time.
a good week after actual April Fool's Day.
Yeah, well, that's just how we roll. So
Hey, we're
it's okay.
busy, okay? We're busy.
No, it was. Yeah, so Back to the Future, we'll get onto them in a minute. So Back to the Future was 1985. So that's that was probably his big film that he'd done at that point in time. And then this came out in 1986. So he probably was one of the bigger names of this cast.
And he went straight onto it. He would have gone straight from Back to
did.
the Future onto this.
Well, they really cranked out the Back to the Future films.
Yeah.
It was 1985. 1989, then 1990, which is rare for a film to get a sequel. Obviously, Scream did it. They were like 7 months apart or something. So it was probably quite rare that they cranked a film out that quickly.
Yeah.
Still a good film, though. I still liked it. I got tricked the other day. I was not happy. I'll get onto the horror thing. I was on TikTok, and I thought they had just released the teaser trailer for Back to the Future 4. And I was watching it, and I was like, oh my God. It's happening. It's like, it's finally happening. I was like, oh! Went on to check it up, and I was like, these little fuckers. That
ain't happening. Unfortunately, I'm glad. Like, we don't need a Back to the Future 4. And it won't happen because of probably the condition that Michael J. Fox is dealing with. That
was interesting. They in the fake trailer, he was a teacher of, it was like physics or something. And someone asked him, "Oh, what would it be like if time travel was real?" And he was kind of just like, "There's no such thing."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that'd be quite clever if he's like, time travel doesn't exist, but he's like, I can't tell you that it does." And then, of course, Biff would turn up and, blow things up.
Yeah. Yeah. Biff is now, when let's start off. Before we get into Biff, I have many notes.
Yes,
like
you
Mother's
do.
Day. I've
exactly. Look at all those notes.
Stenogged this. I don't know if that's the word. I have
stenographed.
Stenographed this film.
No, we'll stick with stenogged.
Not as thorough, I would say, as Mother's Day, but I feel like this film, other than the character that we were talking before, I can barely remember half of the characters' names.
Well, I would say the best way we could describe, because obviously I'm fairly certain we'll probably forget their names, is it's something that I picked up. I remember one of the main ones. Even Kevin Bacon, I can't remember his name, so I just called him Kevin Bacon.
I do have his name.
Oh, you do? Is it Kit? I want to say it's Kit.
No, that's Kit. Right. Okay. Shall we go through the film?
Yes. Yeah, let's do that. Otherwise,
I'll work ourselves into a Tiz.
Yeah.
Tiz, was that one of the characters' names?
No, I've got. You say that I've got the list of characters' names up, but even then, I'm just like, no.
So, first thing got here. Unlike Mother's Day, which is quite a nice difference, we're not spoon-fed the plot within the first 5 minutes. Like Mother's Day, we were shown the killers and the mum like instantly. It's like, okay, so this is what we're dealing with. This, no, it just starts off like any old film. But I was still quite confused to begin with, because we were introduced to so many characters at once. And it starts off at this. I don't know if they give a location. It's like a dock. It starts off at some dock. I don't think they ever say where they're going. It's either like, it looks like one of the lakes in Michigan or the northeast of America, the States. Sorry.
No, it doesn't start off at the dock. It starts off in the basement. Starts off in the basement of Muffy. That's where it starts off. Yes. She's in the basement, and I believe her mom comes down. I think the parents are like, we're going away for the weekend, so will you be happy? And she's like, yeah, it'll be cool. And then she picks up that funny Jack-in-the-Box thing, which she's cranking it, and that was when I was kind of like, okay, this something to do with it? Like, is it gonna do a jump scare? But no, it does like a flashback.
My second note even says, film starts in the basement with a girl opening. I messed up. I done goofed. I even had the note and I done goofed. Tell me something. Jack in the Box.
Yeah.
What is the hilarity point? What is the funny point of a Jack in the Box?
Where it pops out and it goes, yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want something going like at me like that. Oh, it's so fun.
Thing is, I don't like Jack in the Boxes. No, because it's that anticipation. It's like, would you just pop already?
It's like holding a balloon with a needle going. Oh, is it nearly? No.
Yeah.
Stupid.
See, the thing is, I thought when I was watching this that the Jack in the Box was a big plot device because it flashes back to it's her 10th birthday.
Yeah.
And she gets the gift.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, cool. This must be some sort of plot thing. It's really not. The Jack in the Box is not seen again until the end.
I think the only reason it's kind of a plot device is that it's a prank. It's a She could be opening because when she opens it, it looks like quite a nice little Jack in the Box. When she opens it, it's this little monster doll that comes out.
Oh,
so
yes,
that
it was,
that
wasn't
could
it?
be the prank aspect of it, which kind of leads into the April Fools. Like she could have been given to it as a fool, as a prank. That's the only way I can see it tying in, because, like you said, it doesn't tie in whatsoever to the rest of the film.
Oh no, it's set up to be it. I think this opening scene it's supposed to imply either she's not a fan of pranks or I don't know, she hates Jack in the Boxes, but it's really not. I think it's just one of those things that are like, April Fool's Day, it's full of pranks. Someone got her this and scares her.
Yeah,
but,
well, with that scene in the basement, which then leads on to what we just said about the dock, they kind of go hand in hand, where you could kind of gather what's going on. Okay, so the mum's just said we're off for the weekend or whatever. Muffy's there. Then we cut to all these people on the dock. It's like you think, okay, so they're going away for the weekend. She's invited this group of friends around.
Yeah,
this is our group. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah. See, this scene I thought was interesting for a few reasons. The boat scene in particular.
Oh yeah.
And it was interesting because when I was watching it, it made me feel like I was watching The Breakfast Club go on holiday.
Yeah,
because
I know
all
exactly
of the characters in this film, you could right, there's the jock, there's the popular girl, there's the bookworm, there's the outcast, there's the dude that no one wants to talk to because he's a bit weird.
They were peak 80s.
It was peak 80s characters. You had the Kevin Bacon lookalike, you had Buffy, but me and my partner, we were looking at this going, it's The Breakfast Club. They're just going on holiday. And the thing that we both thought was, we both felt that it was slightly drawn out. This scene goes on for so long.
Yeah.
Them just talking about the future. It's like, I'm going to go here after college. I'm going to do this. There's the guy throwing the knife into the dock. There's a girl sunbathing.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it goes on and on and on.
It does. It really does.
And I was sitting there watching it going, is this going to speed up? Because I was like, I actually checked, throughout this film, usually I don't check the timestamps. I was checking timestamps in this film.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to do it now. So the dock scene probably takes that boat scene is probably about 10 minutes long.
Yeah. Which includes things like these two meatheads playing with a knife, which I can't really understand what their game was with this knife. That one of them was throwing it onto the ground, and you have to grab it as quick as possible. I didn't really get it. And one of the two meatheads, as we alluded to earlier, was Biff, as you all know from Back to the Future. I didn't catch his real his character name is amazing. His character's name is Arch Cummins. Fantastic name, not Archie. Arch. And this begins. So we've already had Muffy. We've got Arch. I believe the guy you're talking about, the Kevin Bacon lookalike, is called Jazz. That's right. Is it Jazz or Chaz?
I believe it's Chaz. Yes.
We also have Kit. We have Nikki's probably. We have a girl called Nan. Like the names really weren't that memorable, but at the same time, I guess were different. They were unique.
I guess so.
It was weird. Yeah.
So I've just done a bit of a timestamp check. So the quarry scene starts at about 5 minutes into this film, and then it does kick off a bit, because I must admit there's a couple of red herrings. Obviously, the film was called not the quarry scene, the key scene. I keep saying the quarry scene.
Oh, the key
scene. The dock. We'll go with that.
Yeah,
the boat scene.
The boat scene and the dock.
So that whole chunk of them just randomly talking.
Yeah.
It lasts for about 7 minutes. And it's a long 7 minutes. You are sitting there watching it going, okay, that's cool. You want to do that. That's cool. But at the same time, I'm really not that invested in you. I mean, I'm all for character building, but then it's like, at what point are you like, okay, that's a bit too much. Just cut it down and let's move on, because this film is not long. It's less than an hour and a half.
Or you spread
to
the character building throughout the film. You
Yeah,
don't, you don't
exactly.
unload it all at once, right at the
No.
beginning. And that's
But
what
they-
kind of, I think, got me really confused. Where I'm trying to learn all these characters, and within the first 10 minutes, and there's like, what? Hang on, we've got 1, 2, 3, about 7 characters here, and
So,
I was really getting confused.
So you have 8 college friends. So in the first like few minutes, you're introduced to 8 college friends.
Yeah.
You've got the boat captain, you've got the deckhand, you've got the police officer, and like you said, they're throwing names at you and throwing, I don't know, backstories at you so quickly. You're kind of like, I haven't caught half of this.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot. Yeah, maybe they probably could have edited it a bit better and gone, okay, you know what, that's maybe a bit too much. Just cut that out.
Now,
but
with while they're on the boat, I mentioned they're throwing their knife, they're playing their game. It's kind of like lawn darts. It feels like they're playing lawn darts with their knife. But one of them accidentally throws it too hard, and it goes into the gut of one of them. And
that's our good old friend Biff. That is
Biff. Yes, Biff throws it into Chad. I think his name's Chad.
I don't know.
Oh God.
The arm. He's wearing the army pants. I'm gonna go with
all right, army pants guy, and he gets it in the gut and he falls overboard.
Yes.
Now the deckhand dives into the water to try and save him.
Yes.
And we find out it's just a gag. It's just a bit. They're just playing a prank. Now, as the boat is coming into dock at where Muffy's house is, the deckhand is still in the water and he's trying to loop the rope onto. That's right. What would it be called on the pier?
I'm assuming it's like an anchor point. I don't actually know
it's like an anchor point. Yeah. As he's doing it, he's failing. He's failing to loop the rope, and the boat just keeps going, and it crushes.
Oh yeah.
The deckhand's face into the pier, the quay. Oh. And he comes up. The boat comes away, and deckhand comes up onto the boat, half his face mangled, screaming.
Oh
hollering.
yeah, it's great. It's great special effects. I love that.
It is.
Like,
it's really good. And at the other end, it's out. It's out. It's Glenn from Walking Dead out.
Yeah.
So at the other end, when they finally get to the pier, they all get off. There is a policeman waiting with Muffy. No, is Muffy there? I think she's there with the policeman.
Yeah, because he tells the kids not to leave.
That's it.
Well, to be fair, it's a bit of a weird line. He says that because he's like, I got to take your boat back. So they take the boat, and then he looks at the kids and he goes, right, don't leave. And it's like, okay, cool. They're stranded on the island. Where are they going to leave? They can't actually leave. Okay, but again, it's quite interesting because I must admit I thought this was a flashback, and I was like, okay, right, this is a flashback. They were pulling a prank. They accidentally crushed someone whilst they were going to stay at a friend's house, and then it's like 5 years later, and they're like, oh, we're going to go back and everything. And I was like, is that what they're doing? But no, they just crushed some poor deckhand's head.
And then we find out Muffy's house isn't on an island; it's a peninsula the whole time. No. So they didn't need to get the boat. No, I'm joking. No. So the policeman takes a boat, and they take the deckhand and the boat driver back to the mainland. Deal with him. So we're then left with our college kids and Muffy, and that's done with. Now, before we move on, one thing I also mentioned before recording, something which I hope you were aware of.
Is it in this scene?
Now, what did you gave me this, right? Now, I'm a big Dawn of the Dead fan. You gave me this. I'm a massive Dawn of the Dead fan.
Yeah.
You're a big Friday the 13th fan. Am I right in saying?
I am indeed. I mean, wearing my Friday.
That's even more embarrassing. He's wearing the hoodie, folks.
My custom Friday 13th jumper.
Did you not notice who was playing Kit? A young lady called Amy Steele.
I thought I recognised her.
A young female actress called Amy Steele who was playing Kit.
She's in.
Who is Kit? Who is Amy Steele play?
She's in Friday the 13th Part 2.
That's it. Yes, well,
Ginny.
one of the best final girls in the series, I'd say.
Yes.
I think you even may have said that at some point.
I mean, well, the thing is I with Friday the 13th
here we go, folks.
It's an interesting. Well, it's a tricky because obviously there is a Friday the 13th coming up soon. We have plans for it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So obviously Friday the 13th. Oh no, I can't because that'll give away spoilers. I just realised. Shoot.
Yeah.
Ah.
It's okay, folks. He's just a fair weather fan who likes Jason Takes Manhattan and Jason X.
Oh, I love Jason X. The best film in the franchise.
It is good. But I had
So
to
much better.
I had to write that down because I recognized her and I was like, I really hope he noted that she was in this film.
Now, see, here's the thing. I probably did, but I most likely have blocked it out. I haven't seen Friday the 13th Part 2 in a long time. So that's probably where I missed it.
That's fair. I don't think I've seen it in quite a while. So, I just checked my notes. It wasn't Chad. It wasn't Chad who's the
Oh, is it not?
who played
is
the
it?
prank with the knife in the gut. It's Skip.
Oh, Skip.
course
Wait,
it's-
let's.
So we've got-
We
Right.
have these are the names. We have Muffy.
Muffy is our main girl who we saw at the beginning of the basement with Jack in the Box.
Muffy is the hostess.
The hostess with the mostess.
We have Skip, who is Army Pants guy.
Playing with a knife with Arch.
Arch, and we then have Nikki, who is the Buffy. Which did you notice her outfit, by the way? The denim jacket with the pattern over it.
No. Go
Very
ahead.
80s style. So I was watching it, and I think Izzy was the one who pointed that out to me. She's wearing like this denim. It's very 80s. It's very like the denim culture was the 80s.
Yep.
And she's wearing this denim jacket, and she had this like hexagonal pattern on it. And I looked at it, I was like, that kind of looks like she's wearing someone's like your grandma's doily, like that pattern stitch work.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean.
And the longer we looked at it, I think Izzy went, that's not actually part of the outfit. She is literally just wearing a giant doily over her shoulders. We were like,
like a tea cozy.
okay. Yeah, she was pretty much wearing a tea cozy over her top, and it was like, oh, okay. No,
Hey.
well, the good, interesting costume choice. It was the 80s.
We don't
but
judge here. We don't judge.
We don't. You can
We
wear
just
doilies
laugh.
if you want to. It was just a weird choice.
So that's
who else-
Nikki.
Who else were the friends? We
That was
had
Nikki.
Rob. Rob.
Wait. You said
Oh.
Nikki, didn't you? Which was the one with the tea cozy.
Buffy.
Nikki's,
Yes.
Nikki's
Nikki's the Buffy.
Nikki's boyfriend.
That
That
was
is-
the photographer guy, isn't he?
That is your
Buck.
Kevin Bacon. That's your Kevin
No,
Bacon.
no. That was Rob. Buck is
No.
Nikki's, Buck is
No. Here we go.
Oh no.
Rob is Kit's boyfriend. Because they are the two main. They're your two main. They're basically your protagonists in the film. They are the two main of the group. Two main people of the group. Your Kevin Bacon is.
Oh, is it?
Yep. Is Chaz. So you got basically we can separate them into
God,
couples. We've got the main couple being Kit and Rob.
Yeah.
The whole time I hated Rob's character because he's just bitching and moaning about he doesn't know what he wants to do after college.
Oh god, that's so annoying. That was.
Now we have our other couple, Nikki with the doily, and
Yeah.
the film the photographer, Chaz, Kevin Bacon boy.
Yes.
We have I'm gonna call them a couple. We have Arch and Skip playing with the knife as a couple there,
Yep. That's fair enough.
and we have the obscure couple I like to call them. We have Nan.
Nan.
Yeah, we have Nan, who was
This was
kind of-
Nan.
Nan was the Helen Hunt lookalike, I thought.
Oh,
See, this is what I'm saying. They threw all these characters at you at once. And our final character was the preppy boy. Now, I did catch his name towards
a
the
preppy
end.
boy?
Artie.
Oh, there's Nan. Okay, I've got Nan there.
Yep. and
See,
we
that's
have
the thing.
Artie
I
as
think
well.
they're missing someone. I think they're missing people off the IMDb profile because on the top cast you have Muffy, Skip,
Muffy, Skip,
Chaz, Harvey.
Harvey. Oh, shit. Maybe that's it. Not Artie.
I think it's Harvey. Yeah.
Okay, we'll go with Harvey. Fuck
You
it.
go with Harvey. Then you've got Clara. I can't remember who that was.
Clara.
Uh,
Who the
got
hell is
Ferryman.
Clara? Oh,
I
Clara
don't
might have
know.
been the mum. Clara, because there wasn't many other
Ah.
characters. Clara's probably the mum that you saw at the beginning.
To be fair, she was only in 3 films in her
Yeah.
career, so
Okay.
that's
Nikki.
probably that. You got Nikki. You got Constable Potter, the
Yep.
police
Policeman.
officer.
Yep.
You got Nan. Yep, Nan.
Nan.
Buck.
Buck.
Rob. Yeah, Buck.
Who the fuck's Buck?
I'm assuming that's the deckhand.
Oh yes, you're right.
who was also in Friday the 13th Part 6.
Folks,
so I'm assuming
we
that's who
are
it was.
still like 10 minutes into this film.
Yeah, we're still trying to work out who's who. And then we had Rob, Kit, and Arch.
There we go.
Oh,
Okay.
Man alive.
Right. We have
We're
established...
not going to remember these characters' names, so don't worry.
I think I've got them, but keep the IMDb just in case.
I will do.
Right. We've established the whole
Yes.
film's cast.
Yes,
in the
we have.
first 10 minutes.
We've established the whole film's cast, and at this point in time, yeah, the deckhand's had his face squished. Police officer says, "Don't go anywhere."
Yeah.
And they're all like, "Yeah, cool. So I'm hungry. Let's go eat some food." After they've, well, to be fair, only two of them need to feel slightly guilty because effectively they're like, "Well, it was our fault." And
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of dialogue where I believe I can't remember who it is. It's the blonde girl,
Nikki
She-
or Kit?
Kit. That's the one.
Kit?
Not Buffy.
Kit played by Amy Steele from Friday the 13th. That's how you
Yes. And she's talking to one of the lads and says, "Look, it's not your fault. You did not know this was going to happen." But of course, he's sitting there going, "Well, if we hadn't have pulled it, he wouldn't have jumped in." It's their fault. I don't know why I'm doing air quotes. You're the only one who can see this.
Yeah, I did note down actually because I got the name Skip. Skip is out of Skip and Arch. Skip is the one who's constantly not really been able to get over what's happened. It seems like it's going through his mind and he can't forgive himself for playing the prank and what happened to Buck. And everyone else seems to just move on. Like they get to Muffy's house.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Muffy's house is grand. It's massive. It's a mansion.
It's
ridiculous.
a nice island getaway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that is nice. So at this point in time, they get to the house, and of course they're introduced to the giant house. And I'm not gonna lie, this was another thing. So this is about 20 minutes into the film, and the next lot of there's not much now that happens between now and the first death.
No.
Kid you not.
What
It
does
is
happen?
it's a really long slog of a few small pranks for April Fools.
Yeah. She's kind of rigged the house. She
has a bit.
She's
Quite
rigged the
cleverly,
house
actually.
Very cleverly, very ingeniously.
Oh yes.
All the different rooms have these slight little pranks and little...
Oh no. There is also that great moment in the kitchen where they're reading the Cosmopolitan.
Oh,
magazine.
yes. The girls are in the kitchen. They're
The
reading...
raunchy Cosmopolitan ad, which was actually an improvised scene, as it turns out.
Was it? No
It
way.
was. So they were lighting a scene, and what happened was Nikki was. It is Nikki. Yes, I got it right for once.
Well done.
She was
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. Before they shot whatever scene they were doing, she was reading a Cosmopolitan magazine article to her castmates, and the director watched her. And the next week, he brought her a new magazine which had some questions in it, gave it to her, and said improvise. And that's the scene she came up with. She came up with this really raunchy type of ABC. Which one would you rather?
Oh,
Which, to be fair, not going to confirm or deny that me and the missus played that, and we thought it was quite funny.
It was a classic of the time Cosmopolitan magazine.
Yes,
Would you rather?
yes.
It's very much of the time. It was, I think.
Oh yeah, you don't find. I don't think you'd ever find that nowadays.
But yeah, some of the pranks that I noted down that Muffy had rigged throughout the house because they all had their individual rooms. So
Yes.
in one room, I can't remember whose rooms these were.
I'll see if I get them.
There was a broken tap. I think that was Nikki's room, Nikki and Chaz's room. It was a broken tap. So when she went to turn on the bathroom tap, it sprayed water everywhere. There was...
Might have been, yes. Oh, yes, it was. Yes.
Loose doorknob, which I think was
That's
Archie's
Arch.
room. Yeah, we
Yep.
go. We're getting it. Light switches that turned on different lights.
That was Kit.
Rob and Kit's room, where he had to get out of bed to turn that light
That was
off,
quite
which then-
funny. I did like
that. Was
that one.
good.
I like that one.
That's
I
a
sat
lot
there
of
and I was
work
just
to
like,
rig that.
Just even he did it, and it's this great moment where he's like, I just have to undo the lamp. So he just sits there and he's like, ow, ooh, ah, hat.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
just like, just literally just put a t-shirt on it and just unscrew it. But even
Or unplug it from the wall.
But what's great about the fact is that obviously at this point in time he's still whinging about he doesn't want to go to college.
Yeah.
Oh no,
he's
sorry,
constantly-
this is after the dinner scene where they had the whoopee cushion prank on the book girl.
Oh yes, always hilarious.
Yeah, always hilarious. Another great moment of trivia about that film is they filmed that scene, and the castmates had no energy. They just did not do anything, and they stopped the scene. They had lunch, and the director came up to him and went, "That was absolutely appalling. Do it better." So you had the whoopee cushion, and then you had him unscrewing the light bulb. But to be fair, I liked that one mainly because after they do so and the lights go off, they laugh about it in bed, and I'm like, that's actually quite realistic. That's the kind of absurd situation you would laugh about after you were like, oh my god, that was daft.
The other pranks in Harvey, was it Harvey, not Artie? I got it wrong, didn't I?
Harvey, yes, Harvey.
Harvey, the preppy boy. He starts to light up a cigar, and it comically, absolutely comically blows up in his face in a Naked Gun sort of style where
it really was.
The cigar is unfurled and he's got like black soot over his face, and it's like it was really dumb. It was so dumb, but it was funny.
We also had the folding chair.
That was
think
brilliant.
That was Arch as well. That was Arch twice actually, in the dining room and in his room.
The back legs fold in and spring back. Yeah.
Oh, that one was quite good.
Also in Harvey's room, there were fake news clippings about a killer on the loose. Do you remember that? There was like certain parts of these news clippings that were circled.
I may have spotted it. I don't know.
They were there.
Probably not then.
The other one, which not so much a prank, but we're not really told much about it. I think this is a bit later on, maybe a little bit later on in the film, but there's a cassette tape being played in Nan's room of a baby crying.
Oh, yes!
And we're not really told what it's about, but what we find out it's about, it still has nothing to do with the film. I believe she had an abortion.
Yeah. That was kind of dark, that was.
Yeah.
That was the one that stuck. That's when we thought the film was getting darker.
Yeah.
Because we heard the crying, it was like, oh, okay, this is interesting. What's going on here? And then she finds the cassettes, and it was very much okay, whoever's brought them here, now the pranks they're going to do are going to start becoming quite cruel.
They're being they're being targeted, right? Really targeted.
That's one of the that's pretty horrible.
Yeah,
that to someone.
That's one of the worst things you could probably do to someone. The
thing is, the one thing I found about this film is which slightly bugged me is it's very much it's labeled as a slasher film. It's not really.
It's not.
No, it's more of a very low key, kind of dark. Well, not really daft. It's a very low key murder mystery, if you think about it.
Yeah.
So the people in this film, obviously, people in this film start to die. I mean, that's a given. But
they start with Skip.
They do, but the problem I had with this was in most murder mysteries, you have to drop clues as to the killer's motive and who potentially they are. This film does not do any of that.
I got no motive whatsoever.
It bugged the crap out of me.
I got no motive. But the only thing I did get, I got no motive, but what I did get was, okay, I think it's this person because of so-and-so, which we'll get into. That's all I got.
See, I didn't get anything, and it was driving me up the wall because I was like, okay, I know what these people want to do outside of college, but at the same time, I was like, are they being targeted? It's like, are they being humiliated? Did they humiliate one of these people in college? But there's just no reference to it, and I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening here, and I'm getting a bit annoyed. But that's why when the baby crying tape happened, I was like, okay, could potentially the bookworm girl, because I cannot remember her name. Nan. Did she reveal whoever's doing this to them that they were like, oh no, we've got a kid, we have to abort it? And did she reveal that to someone or the class? Which could be quite an interesting thing if it then happened to her again. But again,
did we miss it in the dock scene when there was all that dialogue? I don't know.
Potentially we did, but I don't think so.
Why would she have brought it up? Why would she have just brought that up in the dock scene?
We may have missed it. We may have missed it, but there is a bit of dialogue between Nan and I don't know who it was. I think it might be Muffy. What?
No, I was seeing if you get the name.
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to stop me saying something.
No.
Oh, okay. It's like, am I about to give something away? No, it's okay. I'm not. There's a bit with Nan and Muffy where Nan actually goes up to her and says, she actually has a bit of a go because, like, you're not.
Yeah.
I only told you that, and so you're kind of like, oh, is it Muffy? But then she's like, oh, I didn't do that. Like, oh, okay, cool. And then she gets on with her life. There you go.
So after dinner, Skip is still distraught with what happened.
Yes.
Let's just quickly roll call. Skip and Arch were playing with a knife. Skip is the one that
Skip took had the fake knife in his belly.
fake knife, and is why Buck had his face all mangled. Okay, Muffy is the hostess. Kit and I'm going to keep going through the roll call. Kit and Rob are the main protagonist couple. Harvey is the preppy guy. Chaz is the funky Kevin Bacon with girlfriend Nikki, and Nan is the bookworm who we just discussed with the tape.
Yes, that's right.
Done. Right. Skip is still distraught, and I think he's a bit drunk, and he's going out. He goes down to the dock, and there's like a boathouse there. It's pitch black, and I think he hears something inside, doesn't he? Inside the boathouse.
I believe he does. Yeah, he goes in there for some reason.
Just goes in there. Yeah.
I've just skipped now. Going back to what I said earlier.
Yeah.
That this is a very short film. This is only an hour, less than an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And the first death in this film, which is Skip, doesn't happen until about 40 minutes into this film.
That long? Really?
Yeah. And that's the thing. I've been watching this with the missus, and at this point in time, we were like, okay, it's like, I need to see how long it's been. And we realized it was 40 minutes into this film. And we were like, that's a very long time for a film that's touted as a slasher for someone to die. That's over halfway into this film, almost.
Yeah, not even just like a feed-in one at the beginning. Just here's your quick kill at the beginning, just to get you going.
No, nothing like that.
And Skip, the first death being Skip, you don't even see it. It's off camera. He's grabbed.
Well, actually, they're all off camera.
They are.
No deaths occur on screen.
Which plays it. Do you know what? I'm actually going to say this is quite a good... The twist at the end of this is quite spoilerific. So I'm going to actually... I should have said this at the beginning. If you don't want to know what happens,
Yes.
Please do go watch this film before listening to the rest of this. I will have to say that, actually.
Yeah. With our film reviews, we don't have like a spoiler review and a non-spoiler review. We cover it all.
But there's certain films, like, say, we go back to Scream. You could rewatch Scream, okay? This, I probably won't rewatch because I know the ending, and I don't need to watch this again. And I know the twist. I know the twist in Scream, but I could still go and watch that again.
Oh, yeah.
Just as an example.
It's like with Friday the 13th. If you've never seen the first film, you should watch it and then watch the second film, because they're two very different films.
Oh, very different.
But unless you've seen it, you don't really want to have someone tell you what happens, because you'd be like, oh, well, that's a bit of a twist.
Again, a brilliant twist. So big spoilers now from now on.
Yes.
If you don't, go watch the film. April Fool's Day, 1986. It's quite easy to find. Watch it. Come back to us. Tell us what you think, and then keep listening. Yeah. Or if you don't care, just keep listening. That'd be great.
Yeah, just keep on going, because we're about. I think at this point in time, this is where, thankfully, the film kind of kicks up a bit.
We get going.
We get going, and we get people dying left, right, and centre, which is great. So, Skip has died. We saw something in the dock house, and he's like, oh, and then it dies off screen. That's it.
Yep. And then we go through to the next morning, where like you said, this ramps up. Things start happening quite quickly now, from what I remember. Yeah. We're showing Kit and Rob again discussing his miserable future, being miserable. And as they're doing that, this is in like another boathouse on the pier. They see Skip's body floating beneath them.
Yeah. Very. I mean, that was great makeup. I thought he was all like pale grey, blue. Oh, it's lovely.
There's good makeup in. I mean, it's not the goriest film, but where there is makeup effects, it's good.
It's really good. I mean, there's barely. I mean, apart from, I would say Buck is probably the goriest thing in this film.
Yeah, and it's not your red poster paint like in Mother's Day.
No, it's really
it's good. It's good effects.
Yeah.
Now,
so go ahead.
I think I was probably going to say what you were about to say. You go.
Well, I was going to say, so at this point in time, everyone's outside. Obviously, we've got people being miserable about the future, don't want to go to medical school or something or other. And we then get Chaz. Oh, no, we get Kit and Chaz? It is, yeah, Kit and Chaz. And they rush back to the house. Everyone's outside playing football. It's not soccer, it's football. We're in the UK.
It's Kit. Wait, hang on. I think you got names. It's Kit and Rob.
Oh, god damn.
So Kit and Rob are the ones that saw Skip's body, right?
Buffy and Angel. Buffy and Angel come running back.
They see Skip's body. They run back up to the house where Chaz, Arch, and I believe Nikki and Harvey. They're playing football. And not American football. They're playing soccer. Yeah, Nan's on the porch being a Nan. They're playing soccer. And they're like, we just saw Skip's body. Skip's dead.
Yeah.
Which then leads to them going to look for Skip.
That's right, yeah.
And Arch wanders off into this lovely, clear as day set that was these woods. It really didn't look good, in my opinion. It was just these woods, this forest area.
When we get to a little bit later, I'll see if you spotted what I spotted. Might be. I think you may have done, but we'll see.
Okay. So Arch is in these woods. He's looking around, and the camera keeps pointing to this snake. There's a snake which apparently he can't see. It's right by his feet. It looks like a rattlesnake or something like that.
Yeah, rattlesnake cobra type thing.
Ready to attack him. He can't see this, but he's still looking for Skip.
No.
Here's this, the twig break, the classic trope, the twig break. And then suddenly his leg gets hoisted up and he's upside down, hanging from a tree.
Yep.
He's
swinging. The snake is trying to attack him as he's swinging backwards and forwards to it, and it just can't quite get him, can it?
Now, did you notice when the camera is panning on Arch's feet, the floor sort of moves?
I didn't notice that. No,
because it was clearly part of a set. It was.
See,
it was springy. The floor was springy, and
I was looking to see if I could see a clear pane of glass, because obviously when they did Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, and he's face to face with the Cobra, if you look at it, if there's a certain shot where you can see it's a pane of glass that he's behind it. So I was waiting to see if this film had that. It did look like it, but I'm assuming that there was something in between him and the snake.
Yeah.
Or if it was even a real snake, it may have just been a fake one. We never know. I don't know.
And as he's hanging, we have a I think it's a POV shot of our said killer.
Someone's because he looks up at him, doesn't it?
Our said killer. And again, the death is off camera.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
That's it. That's it for Arch. So Skip, Arch, gone. Our chuckle fucks are gone.
Yeah. Yep. The two pranksters are dead.
So, yeah, Skip and Arch, gone.
Gone.
But all while this is happening, when we go back to the house, the camera goes back to the house. There's a scene of Muffy. She's going to like a side house. There's like a.
Oh yeah. But
her attitude, her outfit, her demure is very different, and I noticed this. I was like, this is very different from the playful Muffy that we had about 20 minutes earlier.
Yeah, it's a bit more suppressed.
What is going on with her? This is weird. And I think Nan approaches her at some point, and
Nan goes to have a chat with her, doesn't she?
The dialogue from Muffy is really different to how she was acting early on in the film, which brings up your suspicions of, hang on a minute, there's something not right with this woman.
I must admit, I didn't realize that was Muffy. I thought that was a housekeeper. And I thought for some odd reason, Nan,
her clothes were different.
Yeah, I thought for some reason Nan had just seen this person and was like, "That's a weird person. I should go see who this is." And then I was like, "Oh, yeah, okay, cool."
I mean, especially as they were there all alone. So if there's suddenly a housekeeper, you'd be like, "Whoa, what the?"
Yeah,
we weren't told about this.
But the thing is, at this point in time, no one is aware that the Skip has died. No one is aware of that. So when obviously she wanders off, you might be like, unless you've been told, oh, Skip's dead, and
they saw Skip's body.
because Nan's still there. Oh, has Nan walked off at that point?
Oh, I don't really remember. They saw Skip's body, right, float beneath them, but then they went out looking for Skip because I don't know if they felt like he was playing a prank.
I'm trying to, because the thing is, I'm trying to work out at what point in time. No, Nan walks off before they find Skip's body. So even if it was a housekeeper, she would be like, okay, that's if it had been a housekeeper, not Muffy, you wouldn't really be that startled to see someone you hadn't recognized before.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, this has no relevance to the actual story. I just thought she was a housekeeper.
Now, the next note I've got is about what happens with Nikki and Harvey. But can you remember why they go to the well to get water? I think they're just in the kitchen and they're out of water, or
so so they go to get the water out the well because Nikki turns on the faucet and it doesn't work.
That's it. And Muffy, I believe, says
the broken pipe. Yes, she says go to the well, and that's where they head off to. They head off. They head off to the well, and this is about.
And this is where Sadako.
No, it's not Nikki. It's Kit. Kit turns on the water, and then for some reason Nikki goes off to the well.
Nikki and Harvey go off to the well.
They open up the lid. They look down, and oh no, that's it. Harvey goes to lower the bucket, and the rope snaps.
Yes.
And so he's like, oh no, it's down the well. It's like, well, I'm not going down there. And of course, Nikki's like, oh, you big chicken, I'll go down there.
I'll climb down.
And off she goes. So she goes climbing down, and I don't know where it was. She puts her foot on one of the rungs. It's a dilapidated well, and she falls in.
Yep.
I'm going to save what I was going to say for later because that might.
Okay.
Let's keep moving on because I've just had a thought. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting.
When she falls in with what's down there being apparently Archie's head, Skip's head, and Nan's body.
Yes,
that is.
Exactly.
It took me a while to work out whose body that was, but it's Nan's body.
Same. When the body floats up, I was like, "Who is this? Is this some other dead person?" Didn't recognize it was Nan because the last we see of Nan is she just goes and sits by a bench.
Yep,
that's it. She is probably the only character in this film. Obviously, the other characters seen before this, it's implied that someone has killed them.
Yeah,
Nan just sits on a bench and then appears dead.
Yeah, you don't really get much from her throughout the film, to be fair. No. Well, not now anyway. She's dead.
No, exactly. Now we're going to pause for a trivia thing here.
Oh.
This well was filmed on a. Oh, actually, no. This is the scene that I wanted to know if you caught something.
Oh, go on.
Before I do that, so this well, they had obviously it was filmed inside, so they had to make it look pretty nasty. So they coloured everything, and the crew members and the cast members who smoked would smoke their cigarettes and then throw them in the well to make it look more dirty. And the poor girl playing Nikki had to spend so long submerged in that water, she got an ear infection from all the stuff that was inside it.
Is that?
Yeah.
That's cigarette ash water.
Yeah, so it infected her earlobes because she was in it for so long. I know, it's pretty nasty. However, the bit that I noticed was this. So, now, the time frame for this is they find Skip dies in the morning. It's bright as day in this morning because obviously they've had breakfast and they rush up, and it's when you see the shot in the water, it's either very late morning or very early afternoon because it is sunny as anything.
As it? Sorry, do you mean when they see his body floating on the?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very early morning, and even when they're doing the taps, it's clearly daytime.
Yeah.
However, when we then get to them arriving at the well, it looks pitch black, which kind of suggests it's nighttime already.
Does it?
Yeah. You can see a bit of... Well, that's the thing. There's a scene where they walk up to it.
I assume you have the film open right now.
We do. So I'm showing the film up.
He's got it on the laptop.
Here, there's a little bit of light there, but on the other side, it's pitch black as if it's nighttime.
Sorry, listeners. He is showing me the film on a laptop to the camera to me. So...
But then that's the thing. So there, it's like, oh, it's clearly nighttime. But then literally few frames later, look at that. It is clearly daytime. And so you're looking at it going...
I'm looking now.
It's about 50 minutes into this film.
Yeah.
So it was just one of those things. Me and the missus were looking at it going, they filmed this at two very different times. One is clearly they filmed it in the afternoon, and the other one is they clearly filmed it at nighttime.
I don't know if it's night, because when Harvey's climbing down the well, there's a shot panning up the ladder, and it shows the gaps in the roof over the well, and there's light coming through. But I'll give you this, it does feel evening.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It doesn't... The time frame is a bit weird in this film.
Yeah. Yeah, it well and truly is. And I've just noticed I've missed the scene as well. I missed the part.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. So before they go to the well...
Well, here's the... Yeah.
Oh, go, sorry, you go first.
Well, I'm going to say the scene after this is obviously the phone call where they're all in the front room. And at that point in time, it is clearly nighttime. So...
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah.
There's obviously... It might be they either filmed at two different times, or it's supposed to be an implied... Anyway, that's just nitpicking. But there you go. Moving on.
The phone call. Sorry, that was what I was going to mention. Sorry, that is after the well. Yes.
Oh, it is.
The phone call.
So at the phone call, it's Nikki and Harvey are now dead. Both of them fall into the well, and they are dead, stuck in the well because the what things
they're not
cracked,
dead.
don't they?
They're not
dead. I thought they died at this point.
No, they do not die in the well. They do not die in the well. Harvey climbs down the well. He grabs Nikki, and then they get out.
Oh, did they? Oh, wow! I did not. Of course they do.
Yeah.
Yes. No, they don't die in the well, do they? No,
yeah, they don't die in the well, but it's not really shown how they escape. Harvey just climbs down and grabs her, and that's it. Then we cut to the phone call scene, which is they're all back inside the house. Nikki is traumatized. They're not having a good time. They're all a bit down their luck.
Oh, she showing me this. I've even got the scene, and she's right there.
Do you need a roll call again? No,
please no.
So they're back in the house. They're about to make a phone call. And they're speaking to the policeman on the mainland.
Yes.
The one thing the policeman I picked out, he specifically says, "Do not trust Muffy."
I didn't catch that.
Yeah. He implies not to trust Muffy, and he's talking to Rob. And again, Muffy comes into the room just before the phone call, and she's very different. She's just like a different person. She seems very wary of what's going on.
She's a bit twitchy, isn't she?
A bit twitchy or a bit untrustworthy.
Yeah, that's right. She is. I forgot about that. Yeah.
So, after the phone call, they just go back to their rooms, and Nikki and Chaz, Nikki who was down the well, and Chaz Bacon, they go back to their room, and Nikki wants to get the hell out of there. She's done.
Yeah, she
wants
does.
to go. But Chaz, he's trying to keep her,
trying to calm
her down, and he finds this bondage gear.
Oh, that's right.
Starts to joke about with it. And he puts on this mask that you can barely talk through. It's very mumbling, like.
That was a great.
And he wears it, puts it on, lays on the bed. She leaves. As she comes back, she still thinks he's playing around.
Yeah.
He's got his hands over his crutch. She removes his hands, and the thing is, there's no knife there, is there?
No,
there's just a blood splot, like he's been stabbed in the crutch.
It's implied he's missing an appendage.
Yes.
He's missing an appendage.
She turns around, and we're back to the POV of the killer.
Yes.
And we are then led to believe again, Nikki and Chaz die.
Oh, no. I was about to say Chaz was the first one that dies on screen, but he doesn't. Again, it's off screen. We just see the aftermath.
We have 4 deaths. No, 5 deaths off screen now.
Yeah, that's right.
And I've also just remembered, this is great. This is a great view. Before this, there was a crucial scene. This is in between the phone call to the policeman and Nikki and Chaz going back up to their room. Crucial scene with Kit going into what looks like a study.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And she finds a photograph of what is appearing to be twins.
Yeah. Yep.
And at this point, I love this point because I'm like, oh, it's an evil twin. I've been thinking all along, this can't be Muffy. This can't be Muffy. This is not her. And you're led to them.
Oh,
This is what I'll get onto at the end. This is what I loved about this film is that you're driving down the road. You think you're going one way, but you're really going the other way. And this film starts taking you down the wrong way.
Okay.
Like it's a lot of fake outs in this film.
See, we had a different theory to that, but regarding the twins. So when we saw the twins, we still thought it was the humiliation at college. So when we saw the twins, we thought, oh, had the twins in college, had they humiliated Muffy? Yeah. And obviously, because Muffy then starts acting a bit weird, again, we both thought, oh, is this a twin who's now taking revenge on the college kids?
Yeah.
Similar. But again, the problem with this film is, as I mentioned earlier, is it does not drop any hints to anything. No. The only hint we have that points a slight finger is, like you said, is the police officer saying, don't trust Muffy. Yeah. That's the very first time that it's like, oh, this could be who did it. Mm-hmm. And this is, at that point in time, there's only about half an hour left of the film. So it takes a long time before the film is finally like, here's a little clue. It might be this person. Yeah. Actually, no, there's two then. There's a phone call and then there's the picture.
And the picture, so So starting to really ramp it up like, oh, Muffy is... You should really suspect Muffy as being the one killing. Like her, the way she's acting, the policeman, and now the picture. So
is it the picture first, or is it the...
It goes...
Or is it the attic first?
No,
with the
that's
dolls?
what I was about to get to. That's what I was just about to get to, the attic. So Rob and Kit investigate the attic. And I was thinking, as soon as the camera pans to these dolls, I was like, I know, T's going to love this bit. T's going to love these dolls. He's going to...
No.
They're kind of like these porcelain dolls, but then there's also these Ken and Barbie style dolls.
Yes, right.
And they're all modelled in the way of the people that have been killed so far.
That's
so
right.
It's like you're led to believe Muffy is, I guess, killing them, and then I don't know,
kind of because we got the three
posing
in the bowl.
Yeah.
Got the two heads and Nan, and then also we got the other three. Oh yeah, of course.
Now they leave the attic because why the fuck would you be up there?
I would not be.
They go to Nikki and Chaz's room, and it's a bloodbath, a blood room, you might say. There's blood everywhere. 2 dead bodies. They also turn around, go to another room. They find, I was about to say Artie again, Harvey hanging.
Yep, Harvey.
In a really weird way, the way he's hanging, because he's kind of bondaged up a bit as well. Like he's kind of tied up like a turkey.
That's because in his room he found the handcuffs.
He did. You're right.
That's
one of the gags. He found the handcuffs. Yeah.
He found the handcuffs, and obviously when he's found hanging, his hands and legs have been tied up as if he's in handcuffs.
Yeah. So we're left with 2 now.
Yes.
This has all happened very quickly. We're left with Rob and Kit. That is it. Everyone has been offed. We're finally down to the final 2.
Yes, because Nikki and Chaz, their bodies are gone at this point. They find the bloodstained room, but the bodies are missing.
Are the bodies not in the room?
Yeah, the bodies have been moved at this point in time.
Okay.
So they've been taken away. And also, it should be mentioned, the police officer, after the phone call, does say that he's on his way to the island. He does, which is why there's a scene where they're like, right, we should all... See, this is a thing. I thought this was going to be a break from cliches where Chaz Bacon is like, okay, there's a killer, stuff is going down, the police officer's on the way, we literally just have to survive for 4 hours or whatever it is. And it's like we should lock the doors, lock the windows, sleep in shifts, so one of us is constantly awake.
Keep on watch. And you need to be on watch.
They're in the biggest room with only one entrance.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is it. These guys will be like, right, okay, we're going to camp here. One of us stays awake. We're going to survive. It's like, yes, finally. What happens? No. They all walk away. They were like, no, I'm going off. Bye.
They run down to the boathouse.
Yeah, they do, don't they? After everyone else has died, they run to the boathouse.
Yeah, I actually cannot for the life of me remember what happens. I didn't note down what happens when Rob and Kit run down to the boathouse.
So they run down to the boathouse and they find... So the police officer's not there.
Yeah.
which they think is a bit strange because they thought he would have been there by now. And they find the motorboat, the small motorboat there.
Yeah.
And of course, they get into the boat and they're like, right, we have to get off this island. And there's no keys. And I think it's Chaz. He says, I remember where they are. So he goes, Muffy said they're hanging up.
Rob, Chaz is dead.
Oh, I don't know. Kevin
Kevin
Bacon.
Bacon is dead.
Are you sure?
Hang on a minute. This whole time, have we been thinking Kevin Bacon is two different characters?
That's Kevin Bacon.
Oh, you thought that was Kevin Bacon?
Yeah, because he's the one that survives. He's the one that
I
is
thought
down
you were
at the boat
talking
scene at this
about
point in time.
Chaz was Kevin Bacon.
No, not Chaz. No, that's Kevin Bacon.
God, this whole review is in tatters.
Wait, what?
No, okay, all right.
Yeah, Kevin
Yeah.
Bacon on the docks.
All right, okay, so
No, I think it's
we'll
Chaz.
call him...
Chaz is the photographer.
Yeah, that's who I thought you meant.
Okay,
was Kevin.
see, to us, we thought he looked a bit like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, the big hair.
Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yes, that's who I think
Andrew
is Kevin
Garfield is dead. Kevin Bacon is down the docks,
On the docks.
with Friday
Yes.
the 13th Part 2.
Ginny. Yes.
Ginny.
So,
This fucking film. Seriously.
so they're down on the docks, and of course they find the motorboat. However, Kevin Bacon remembers that Muffy said all the keys for the boats are kept in the house. They're hanging up in the kitchen. And of course, it's that point in time that they're like, right, we have to go back to the house to get the keys. And of course, Ginny sits and goes, I'm not going back there. Of course, you have to, because you're like, well, you can either stay here by yourself or stay in a pair. Both me and the partner went, just untie the boat. You're at a dock house. Just grab a pair of oars and just paddle.
Just go.
Just push yourself, even if you're just bobbing on the water away from the dock, you'll be fine. But of course, as it's Ginny, Jason's got a hard on for her, so he's probably in the lake somewhere. So, she's probably not too safe anyway. However, they return to the house. So they return to the house, and of course, they
return to the basement. They run to the basement.
They return to the basement. And they find the letter. That was it. Yes.
The letter.
They find the letter on the boat to the police officer.
Mm-hmm.
Which it talks about Miss St. John, who is a dangerous mental patient who escaped from the clinic. And this is a little reference back to, I believe it's Nikki, who points out that Muffy's no longer wearing her red shoes, but is wearing weird nurse-type shoes on her feet. And that's where it's kind of implying that either Muffy is insane or it's not Muffy.
It's not Muffy, which goes back to the picture of the twins. It could be her evil twin sister.
Could be an evil twin.
Which we learn the name, don't we there?
We do. It's at this point in time, we're in the basement.
Yeah.
We get that really weird picture with the eyes.
Oh my god, that's one of the other pranks early on. So back early on when there's a montage of all the pranks that Muffy had done throughout the house. There's a picture of the eye holes cut out, and the old soul films like that where there's someone behind it and you can see their eyes going left to right. They take the picture down and it's one of those like a cat clock with the eyes going left to right, left to right.
Yeah.
And they find this picture in the basement again, and I was like, wait, are those human eyes? Is there someone behind that? They take the picture down again, and what's behind it?
In the basement.
Yeah.
We have Muffy. Yes.
Who were human eyes.
They were creepy, because as soon as we saw that, we were like, oh, that's a person. That's a person. It was at this point in time that we do obviously learn that Muffy has in fact got a twin sister called Buffy. Not to be confused by Buffy lookalike Nikki, an actual person called Buffy. Now, I'm going to be honest. The missus pointed something out to me that I have never questioned in all my years of watching horror films. They get into the basement, and of course, they're looking around, and they find that big blood trail that's just leading around. Have you noticed in horror films that whenever they come across this trail, they always seem to follow it the right way to the body? Have you noticed that?
Instead of going backwards to where it
Instead of
just
going the
ends.
wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
She pointed this out to me and she went, what if they followed it the wrong way? And I was like, you know what? I have never questioned that in all my
Or if-
years of watching horror films.
One goes one way, one goes the other way.
Yeah, it's like one goes the other way. And
That's a
or they
good.
both-
I like that. Yeah, that's a good question.
I was like, they could make that a really good horror comedy. They go the wrong way. They get to freedom. Meanwhile, the killer's at the other end of this thing going, well, they should have been here by now. What the hell's
Where
taking
are
them so
they?
long? Oh my god.
Come on.
I've been waiting here for 2 hours. This isn't right. Oh dear. But anyway, they find Buffy. No, they don't find Buffy. They find Muffy in the basement.
They find Muffy, who is Buffy.
Oh god, yeah, that's right.
So it's not at we. This is what the reveal. We realize it's not Muffy.
Yes.
From the beginning, it's not the Muffy we know.
No,
it's not the Muffy
it's
who's
not
your
Buffy.
friend, our friend, everyone's friend at the beginning of the film.
No.
It's actually Buffy.
It's actually Buffy because the Muffy behind the picture is just a head. So Muffy's been decapitated.
Yes.
So clearly, it's not Muffy. Oh my god, there are too many characters in this film.
It's ridiculous.
It's so hard to
The
keep up with
Muffy,
them.
the Muffy we knew from the beginning, the friendly, playful Muffy, has been decapitated. Her head is behind
Yes.
this picture. Yep. And then, although
What a mind.
there's a great, I actually really like the shot. They turn around, and the basement window. It's like a window at the top of the wall. You see Buffy, who is our killer all along.
Oh yes,
She's got
you
a
do.
hammer, and she's nailing shut all the windows.
Yep,
So
yep.
Kit and Rob run back up to the kitchen because of where the keys are.
Yep, that's right.
This was really dumb. It's like a pantry where the keys are. Rob kind of gets locked in there,
Yeah, this bit was just a really.
and we're left with Buffy doing the chase of the final girl, who is our final girl.
See,
Kit.
I feel bad for old whatever her name is here, Survivor
Kit.
Girl.
Kit.
Kit. Clearly, Kevin Bacon lookalike is not too.
He's not too
I
bright.
mean, he's not too bright because he could probably just unlock the door. But at the same time, he's not really trying hard enough to break this door down.
No, he's sort of
literally
just
standing
shouting and
behind
screaming.
it, going, "Oh no, run!" It's like
Yeah.
if your missus was actually in mortal peril, you'd put your foot through it like it was, Jack Torrance coming through The Shining.
Yeah. He wasn't really feeling it, was he?
He wasn't. He was
And-
like, "Honey, run! I will save you if I can."
I'll
if
just
I'm-
wait here. You do you. I'll wait here.
go silent. Are you dead? Is it safe to come out? EE want me for a contract.
So
Oh, dear.
Buffy is chasing Kit with
Kit.
a quite an obscure looking knife. It's a weird looking
Yeah, it's
kitchen
a
knife.
really.
It's like
yeah.
half a kitchen knife, half a machete. And they get to the dining room. And this is the
This
point.
is where.
This is the
yeah.
point where I clicked, because this is the point where I remembered what the title of the film was called.
I didn't.
And
I thought it was something else.
so Kit, they're in the dining room, and the dining room connects onto like the lounge. We'll call it the lounge room, and it's like these
Yeah.
two sliding doors, and she's just about to get to the sliding doors, and like I said, I remembered, holy shit, this is called April Fool's Day. We've been led down a road, a slasher road, away from the prank, which took my
Yeah.
mind away from this being, all right, it's April Fool's Day. Okay, where's the gag? Where's the main gag? I'm just going in I'm in the slasher mindset. This is
Yeah,
an
yeah.
evil twin, simple evil twin, until she opens the door and everyone is standing there. Everyone.
Well, so they're all just
silently.
doing some random activity. They're playing chess, reading a book,
Yeah.
and they ignore her, don't they?
Everyone that from the entire film, the entire film, apart from
Yeah.
Muffy's mum, the policeman, Buck, Skip,
No, not Buck.
Arch. Buck is there. Buck is
No,
on the
no.
couch.
No, he's not. Buck appears in the closet with Rob. Because Buck is
Oh my
currently
god, you're
terrorizing
right.
Rob.
Oh my god, I
Yeah.
apologize. You are so right. That's awesome. Okay, Buck is not there. So,
No,
policeman, Skip, Arch, Nan,
Ferryman.
Nikki, Chaz, Ferryman.
Yep.
That's
That's
it. That's
All
of
the
them,
dead,
isn't it?
all the dead characters, including the policeman and the ferryman. Yeah.
And Kit is just eyes wide open, mouth open, a gasp.
A bit like
What
I
the
was.
hell? Yeah, like what the hell is going on? And quote unquote Buffy just comes around the shoulder of Kit, shows that it's a prank knife.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
see,
it. It was all a gag.
I must admit, I thought this was just something that was going through Kit's mind. I thought it was some sort of hallucination. That she run in and she was so terrified, or she'd been killed already, and this was like her weird purgatory. It didn't click that it was an April Fool's prank.
I
something.
was proud of myself realizing it.
I was
just before she opened the door. I was like, "It's April Fool's!"
No, I didn't get this, and I was sitting there with my mouth open, going,
"Yeah,
I'm sorry, what is happening?" My next thought was, they're all terrorizing this one couple, and I was like, okay, so these two are the assholes that hurt people like pranked people in college, which actually technically is true. Because there is a little bit of dialogue when they're explaining it where they were like, oh, you two were the best pranksters.
yeah."
But so Buck is in the closet. Buck appears in the closet with Rob, with obviously his face like crushed.
Yeah, like
thing.
the kitchen pantry thing.
Yeah, which turns out it's just a prosthetic. And he takes it off. Rob is busy screaming his lungs
he's
out.
he's not in on it as well. It's him
Oh,
and
he's
Kit
not.
are not in on it.
Yeah.
No.
So Kit at this point in time is kind of like, what the trying
What
to
is
process
going
what's
on?
happening. Rob has no idea what's going on. He's not seen the others yet.
No.
Buck takes off this prosthetic and slaps it on Rob's
He puts
forehead.
it on him, and he's so freaked out by it.
He's so freaked out. He runs off and he runs to the front room where even he's like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. And then that's when they all sort of go, oh yes. Oh, also it's a breaking knife apparently, is the giant machete thing she's got. That's when they yell out, it's April Fool's.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, cool. Yeah, okay. It's
I
all a
loved it.
giant April Fool's prank. I liked the twist. It was a clever twist, which when you see that, you're like, oh, now I get why no one technically dies on screen.
Yeah, it's all off camera. You never see it.
All off camera. Because so basically the whole weekend is this giant sort of prank, a massive April Fool's Day prank.
Yeah.
And Muffy explains that at the beginning, it was her, the actor. So the policeman is not real. The policeman is an actor.
No.
And he is pretending to be a police officer. Buck
is a special effects technician.
Oh yes, that's
He's
right.
worked in
Buck is
the
a
movies.
special effects technician, and the ferryman is actually a ferryman.
Yeah.
Who he just thought I'd do it for a bit of a laugh.
Yeah.
So originally it was those four, and then each time she kills one of them, she kills one of them. She goes, right, you now have to pretend to be dead. So when she kills Skip, obviously the makeup artist makes him look dead.
Yeah.
With Archie, there's a great scene with Archie where obviously Archie loses his head, and he brings out Archie's head.
Yeah.
And he throws it at him and goes, "There's your head, son." And of course, as the characters die, they're all like, "Oh yeah, we'll take part in this. It sounds quite fun." Where they were hiding, I don't know.
Well,
although to be fair,
Muffy explains that it's she has the house and she wants it to be some sort of experience, like a murder, like you mentioned at the beginning, a murder mystery experience, and this was her trial run.
So yeah, the police officer's not an actor; it's her uncle.
Oh, okay. I genuinely thought he was, but this was the trial run, and it had to work. She had to get them all there, and it had to work, and it clearly did. Because she wants this to be a business. Because I believe is she going to inherit the house?
Yeah, so I believe she's inheriting the house. I can't remember why, but she wants to make it into like a murder mystery weekend house.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I think she explains that this weekend was a bit more extreme than it should be. I think she was doing it mainly because she's like, I wanted to see what it was like.
Yeah.
Obviously, she does say, there were some more, like obviously with the bit with the crying baby, which annoyed Nan. She was like, there were some, like even when we thought it was a bit dark, she does apologize for that. Because like, yes, I know there were some dark bits in there. I am sorry for that. But yeah, I thought it was a really cool idea. It's like, yeah, we're going to turn this thing into a murder mystery house where you can rent it, and then they're like, oh, look, the uncle has been murdered. The killer is in the house. A really clever idea, and one that after, she's brought out all these massive bottles of champagne, they're all like, yeah, right, we had a bit of a laugh. Okay, yeah, terrified us to no end, but all right.
I think if that was a real life thing, I think it's a horrible idea. Because I don't like the thought. Say if I was just friends or family, I don't. Imagine the thought. You go away for a family weekend or a friends weekend, the 6 or 7 or 8 of you, and your friends start dying. And then suddenly it's all a joke. Like, I don't see that being funny, really.
Well, the thing is, that would be... See, the one
I don't
thing
like to be led to believe they're dead.
No, yeah, that's true. Thing is, that's the one thing. Because obviously they're laughing about it afterwards, especially with Kit and Kevin Bacon.
Mm.
But again, that could be just shock. They're just like, ha 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 ha. Whereas actually internally they're like, I'm going to kill this person. They've just terrorized me for the whole weekend.
Yeah. If you ever lost someone in your life, someone's passed away close to you.
That's horrible.
It's trauma's hard to get past, it takes time, but it's hard to get past. And then to suddenly to be told, it was a joke. I got you. I mean, excuse me? It's not a good experience.
You would probably thump the person who did it.
Yeah. As a film twist, it's great.
Yeah. I think
Real
when
life?
Muffy says that, even she says, okay, this was quite extreme. She says, I'm not going to do this to the guests. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, because you would make no money. Because people would be like, I'm sorry, I did not pay you to terrorize me for a weekend. I paid you to set up a really a fun murder mystery type Cluedo thing. Yeah. I would love to see them make a horror movie of Cluedo. I think that'd be fantastic. That'd be great.
You could.
The thing is, so they have these bottles of champagne. The film's not over yet, by the way. There's a really weird scene after this.
There is a weird scene at the end.
I thought made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
And so they all get really drunk. They're all like, yeah, well, let's have a bit of a party, And we get to the scene, and Muffy's returning to her room, and she is absolutely hammered. She's drunk as a skunk.
Oh, she's really pissed, yeah.
Yeah. And she sits down on her bed. She finds a little small present.
Mm.
So she opens it up, and of course, it's the Jack in the Box. I don't know if it's the same one, but it's another Jack in the Box. And she looks at it, and she's kind of like, And even I was like, oh, this is a bit odd. Why? Who sent her a Jack? Even I was like, is this thing going to kill her? And then I think even Muffy's like, okay. You could see she's kind of like, I don't really want to open this.
Yeah.
So she takes another massive swig or two of her champagne bottle. And then she's like, yeah, screw it. Cracks it open. And of course, this Jack thing pops out at the same time that Nan jumps out from behind her and goes to cut her throat open. So Muffy's screaming the walls down, which I'm surprised didn't alert anyone else, let's be honest.
Yeah.
And then she realizes that, actually, no, that's also one of the only gory bits in this film. There's only 3 gory bits. There's the fake knife in the stomach.
Yeah, it's really not gory at all.
The head smash, and then the fake knife slice.
Yeah.
And then she realizes that, her neck's not open, at which point Nan's like, April Fools, looks at the camera, and you're like, okay. And then it cuts to the Jack in the Box, which winks at you.
Yeah.
And that's it. The film ends.
It's a breaking the fourth wall moment where they look at the camera.
Yeah. The two girls look at the camera as they say April Fools. And you're looking at it going, okay, what's the point?
Yeah.
I don't get this.
There was no payoff really to it, but the fact that they had the good twist, did it need a payoff? No, you don't need a payoff of someone like a killer being killed, because there was no killer in the end.
No, exactly. There isn't any.
Yeah.
I think they could have ended it on the party scene where they're like, you know what? As far as April Fool's pranks go, you're probably not going to top it. No. That is probably the be all and end all. And they could have left it there instead of having that weird scene afterwards. I don't know what on earth was going on with that scene.
This film, I think, you take away, I mean, like we said, there's not much gore. You take away most of the blood that's in it and some of the horror aspects. You could have made this an 80s comedy.
Oh yeah, easily so.
with the twist as well. Maybe a bit of a scary comedy, but you could have done that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's true.
I think as a whole, though, it's an enjoyable film. It's just
Yeah.
we've gone on about it so much in this review. The character development hitting you so hard in the face at
Yeah.
the beginning. It's too much.
Oh yeah.
It's so much, and
It's too much in a film that doesn't need it.
it doesn't. You could spread it out throughout the film.
Yeah.
Because it took me a while to then start realizing, okay, that's that who they're talking about. That's him.
Thing is,
Yeah.
even you don't even need to kind of describe what the characters are actually doing because it's very obvious from their appearance who they're designed to be.
Oh god, yeah.
So you have Nan who's wearing the kind of the stereotypical librarian clothes.
Yeah.
Very modest. You've got Arch, who's clearly one of the jocks.
Oh yeah.
He's wearing like the polo shirt.
Yeah.
You've got Nikki, who's the cool kid, so she's dressed up cool.
Yep.
You've got Rob, who's clearly the handsome one.
Yep.
And if anyone who's seen 80s films, you had that click. You had the Breakfast Bunch.
They all have their set character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even then, you could literally take 5 characters. You could take the outcast, the bookworm, the jock,
Yeah.
the cool girl, and I don't know, someone else. If you just dress them in a certain way and stick them in a film, they're like, okay, well, I know who all of you are because at some point in time, we've all seen them in school.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't need their background, their
No.
college. You don't need what they're doing after college. You could cut a lot of that out and still have a good, fun slasher film.
If the pranks were designed to mimic, like in a way that they died in the job field they were going into,
Yeah,
that would have been
cool.
quite clever because you would be like, okay, well, he's just been decapitated by, I don't know, a ship's mast because he wants to be a sailor. Oh, that's quite clever. But we don't need to know what they're doing after college because there's no payoff for it, so it doesn't really matter.
No, I like that. That's a good idea. Yeah, I think one of them was talking about going to medical school or being
Rob.
being in medicine. Either way, I don't know. You could something with a scalpel, like
he could be
scalpel
he
or a
could
syringe
be, I
or
don't know,
something like that. Like
you could have his, I don't know, like a saw type trap where he's eviscerated whilst alive or something.
yeah,
There you go. There's your doctor one. Something like that. Something that would be tailored to what they were doing. So like the army kid could be killed via a firing squad, shall we say, where he's trapped against the wall and a dozen guns shoot him.
yeah, completely.
Something like that.
I think though, as a whole, this film, we have one big negative, which is the character development exposition right at the beginning. But I think the film itself is enjoyable. It's watchable.
Yeah,
I would
didn't mind
recommend.
it.
I would recommend, but
give it
I probably wouldn't watch it again. I don't need to watch it again. But I would definitely say go watch it. It's an enjoyable film. It's an enjoyable one-off film.
It's an interesting.
It's unique.
It's kind of it's a unique 80s film where obviously it came out when the big slashers were coming out. You had Halloween, Friday the 13th, you had the Slumber Party Massacre. So some of the bigger, darker slashers were coming out. But this one kind of feels like it was like, oh, we want to do a slasher film, but then they're like, oh, we don't really want to do a slasher film. We want to do
what holiday can we tag on to?
Yeah, it's like, oh, April Fool's Day is coming up. Oh, let's do something kind of
Evil
funny.
pranks. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure there are other films out there where they've done it a lot darker because obviously they remade this film. But there you go.
They did. Of course they did. But
yes,
we could do it
was.
next year.
Yeah, it was part. That was it. It was part of the 80s cycle of slasher films.
Yeah.
So you had Halloween and the Halloween sequels. You had Prom Night, Graduation Day,
Prom Night's
My
brilliant.
Bloody Valentine,
My Bloody Valentine.
April Fool's Day. You had the spoof Saturday the 14th, the Slumber Party Massacre, and Friday the 13th. So all of these films were coming out. But yeah, April Fool's Day were kind of like, yeah, we can't hang with the big bruises, but we want to just like slip in under the radar somewhere.
Like they did their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed it.
It was
I
alright.
enjoyed
It was
and
enjoyable.
We probably missed out
Didn't
a
hate
lot of
it.
bits. We probably missed out a lot of bits, and that's what
Yes,
the
probably.
email is for, to tell us how wrong
Exactly.
we are. What's that email again?
It's the Dreadcastpodcast at gmail.com. Do not sign us up for spam, please.
I'm sorry, what the fuck did you just say?
The Dreadcastpodcast at gmail.com.
Okay, sorry, I didn't hear you. I was going deaf for a few seconds there.
Do you need it a third time? Yes,
Maybe,
I thought so.
just the third
The
time.
Dreadcastpodcast at gmail.com.
Very good, very good.
I
Now, our next episode, I think we can say what our next episode is going to be.
Yes, it's going to be X, isn't it?
Yes, High West.
Providing I can see it.
Providing T can see it.
Yes,
if
I
you
have
can't,
to.
If you can't, we'll postpone it until you can.
Well, we do have Pin as well.
Pin
that
as well,
we've both seen. So if needs be, we can fill that in somewhere.
So X, the new release from A24 Studios, which are brilliant studios, and Ty West's new film X. I would say go see it, but it's actually finishing its run at the cinema this week, I believe. I managed to see it last night.
I think I'm seeing the last showing of it on Thursday. I don't think it's showing after that.
And like I said, if you can't, we'll postpone it until like VOD or we'll get.
Oh yeah, we'll get it. We'll cover it at some point.
Should be the next episode. I want to preface that now here that it may be a week later.
Yes.
Because of what we talked earlier with getting my Dawn of the Dead present, I am moving house,
true.
so going to be a bit busy. So if it's not out a week after this episode, it will be out ASAP. But just stay tuned to the Instagram, which is _Dreadcast, and our social medias. What a segue! What a segue!
Oh, look at that! Perfect.
So, would you like to plug yourself?
I'll go first. So you can find my social medias at Tainted Souls. Just look for the ghost, and I'm sure you will find me. That's Twitter. I almost did a mashup of Twitter, YouTube, and Twitch at some time. I don't know what was going to come out with. So you can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram at Tainted Souls. You can find me on YouTube at Tainted Souls as well. Don't look for me on Twitch because I'm really not on there anymore. I haven't done Twitch in ages. So yeah. If I go back, maybe, but quite frankly, I haven't missed it. So
I've got to be I've got to be honest. I miss it and I don't miss it. I'm preferring this.
I'm going to be completely honest. I look forward to doing this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love all the people that I've met through Twitch.
Yeah.
You know, you including. Although, to be fair, we first met at a quiz. And then you messaged. Yeah,
we did. You're right.
Quiz?
Yes, we did.
You messaged me afterwards going, "Do you know any of these people?" And I was like, "No, I don't."
You are so
cool.
right. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I like all the people that I met through Twitch, but I'm going to be honest. I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. And I prefer doing the podcast than anything.
Discussing horror. What's better than that?
Yeah, no, nothing.
Was that all of yours?
That was on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. Yeah, that was all of mine. Yeah, Tainted Souls.
So
it's up to you now.
I gave the official Instagram of the podcast, but there's also my my stuff, which is my Twitter. My personal Twitter at Tom Grindhouse, all one word.
Yeah.
That's GRINDHOUSE with Tom at the front. And that is kind of we both use our Twitters for Dreadcast stuff. We may have a Dreadcast Twitter in the future, but hey, it's a lot of social medias to keep on top of. So follow both of them. YouTube at Gaming Grindhouse and Twitch at Gaming Grindhouse.
Yeah.
And I do believe that is all of them.
Yes. Yeah, that is. There's none others. We haven't set anything else up yet.
So yeah, until next episode, which will be X. That's
literally
what it's called. X. Thank you for listening.
Oh yeah,
go
really
watch
is.
April Fools. Go watch Mother's Day. Go watch
all the previous episodes of the Dreadcast.
Go watch. Go listen. Give us 5-star rating. Give reviews
on Tom's channel because I've only got up to episode 6.
yeah. Go watch them on my YouTube channel at Gaming Grindhouse. Yeah. So we still haven't worked out a good outro, have we?
I'm going to spend some time this week actually coming up with an outro. Either that, or we do a really cool sound effect that signifies we've cut the feed. Maybe like that knife slashing thing that I came up with a little while ago.
I'll put that in right now.